Hey, welcome to Friday Vlog. Doing a fireside chat here. Came across an article, and the way that many of you have just commented, it seems you like kind of the headlines, real-time headlines. And in this case, one that really applies, not more so than a headline, but I think it's just a good baseline, makes a whole lot of sense to me. Do I agree exactly with the number? Probably not, but I also think that the number is not meant to take it, in written in stone, more of just kind of an overall gauge, because it does actually make a whole lot of sense from more so a general concept perspective. And yeah, retirement is something that we should all be focused on. And as the article suggests that I'm going to show, getting rid of debt is definitely a huge part of that. And that's probably not like rocket science or anything like that. However, then you look at the statistics out there. I know I've done one of these before talking about, the statistics of people that feel like they're not going to be ready for retirement or are just, it's already too late, they're not ready for retirement, are really, really high and seem to only be going up. So if this video can just kind of give somebody an FYI and let them kind of get going to do something, then, this is definitely, time well spent and a video well spent making. So yeah, let's get to this article. It comes from Kevin O'Leary. And if you're not familiar with him, he is one of the investors on Shark Tank. If you don't know what Shark Tank is, it's just a reality TV show where people invest their money into startup companies. But the guy's a billionaire. The guy, I respect him a lot. And maybe you're thinking, dude, he's like the biggest jerk on Shark Tank. If you ever read his book, then you'll quickly figure out he knows exactly what he's doing on Shark Tank. He understands marketing. He understands that that's kind of his role. So, is he probably pretty black and white in real life? I'm not saying that. And yeah, he is, when you read the book. However, does he maybe amp things up a little bit for TV? Of course he does. He knows exactly what he's doing. So yeah, he's a jerk, but he's not quite as much as what, you would think. But at the end of the day, who really cares? Like I said, I've read his book and he's all about passive income. That's why he structures a lot of deals the way he does with royalties, because he just wants money flowing in every month. Every month, he just wants checks showing up in the mail. And I'm the same way. That's kind of my personal finance goal, is multiple streams of income where, money is just coming in on a monthly basis. So that's why, I'm doing the trading. I have the trading business. I do real estate. And I now have, moneywithclay.com. So I'm just, trying to just get passive income and, just having multiple flows of income. So let's get to the article here and, just kind of talk about a couple of the points that he makes. So the title of the article, Kevin O'Leary, here's the age when you should have your debt paid off. So the whole premise of the article is, retiring in your 60s. So right here from the article, but in order to retire in your 60s, you need to get started down the right financial path early by saving and minimizing unnecessary debt. That's because your spending, responsibilities, and likelihood to take on debt only increase as you get older. And I guess I'll pat myself on the back here a little bit, but that's one thing that I think, now don't get me wrong, I've done a lot of stupid things, so I don't want to come across like I have it all figured out. But one thing that, and I think it's just because I'm an engineer by degree, that's just kind of how my mind works, but starting young, I've always had a plan in place and I followed the plan from a personal finance perspective. Because yeah, you quickly do realize, and this is something I can speak from experience with, when I was just young, didn't have a girlfriend, didn't have anything, yeah, I was making money, but I didn't have any, what debt? What, mortgage? Are you kidding me? But then as life goes on, you get a wife, and now you have kids, and then you get, yeah, when you are young, that's when you got to get your plan in place. The sooner you can get a plan in place, the better. And that's why, I don't really, I talk about my slab course that I have out there through moneywithclay.com that I really do recommend to everybody because it works. Is it rocket science? Is there a lot of common sense into it? Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say that I found a holy grail of anything, but I found a system that does indeed work. And that's why, like Kevin O'Leary is saying, when the sooner you can get started, the better. When you get that plan in place, then you are going to know how to, navigate all the oncoming things that are coming your way. So if you are younger and watching this, I hope you check out my course. I hope you consider it because, I guarantee it's going to get you on the right path. And that's not like just words, that there is a reason why I offer a 1-year guarantee with it, because I am confident you will get results if you put my plan into place and follow that plan. So again, these are not just empty words. I do offer a 1-year guarantee on the course itself, and it's $129. So it's not like this is some sort of massive cost or anything like that. But even if you are older, as you're about to see with this number, I mean, there's still plenty of time. But my point right now is just, which I do agree with Kevin O'Leary, is the sooner you can get started in life, I mean, the better, because you're only going to have more responsibilities as you age and get older and older. When should you aim to have it all paid off? It being the debt, remember? Age 45, O'Leary says. The reason I say 45 is the turning point, or in your 40s, is because think about a career. Most careers start in early 20s and end in mid 60s, O'Leary says. So when you're 45 years old, the game is more than half over, and you better be out of debt because you're going to use the rest of the innings in that game to accrue capital. So get to it. I fully agree with that rationale. Now, ideally, you're already saving for retirement well before 45, but that's why, you gotta kill the debt. You gotta destroy the debt, because as soon as the debt is gone, and that's the whole premise of this article, then you can really start to save and give yourself a chance to not only build wealth, but give yourself a good, solid retirement, and not one where I'm going to depend on the government. Okay, I will be full. I do not plan on getting a Social Security check. For me, I think that program is going to be gone. It'll be bankrupt. So for somebody my age, I am 34, I think. Yeah, 34. I am not planning on, and I'm not trying to turn this into some political thing. Just for me and my planning, I don't ever plan on seeing a Social Security check, even though I pay in every month, which kind of is terrible, but it is what it is. So that's why I say you better get a plan in place, because if your plan is, I'm going to depend on Uncle Sam to take care of me, okay, all the best to you. I hope it works out for you, but get the debt out of the way. And again, that course that I've talked about, the link will be below. That's one of the big things that I talk about. In fact, I go over the exact steps I used to pay off over $160,000 of personal debt that I had. So, I mean, I'll leave it at that, but it works. And again, not words, 1 year guarantee with it. But yeah, now if you're right around 45, then all that means is that you got to ramp things up. You got to get to it. You got to really pick up the pace here. If you're past 45, well then still better late than never. But and ideally at that point, maybe your kids are close to being out of the house, or what have you. So when I'm out of the house, a lot of the costs will go down, and now you can attack that debt with more of a vengeance. And yeah, start to save. So 45, like I said, and to Kevin O'Leary's point, in your 40s, that range is when it's the kind of the middle of the game, and it's time to start to focus your attention to other things. But yeah, if you can get debt free before 45, before your 40s, which a lot of people can, if you have a focused plan, then you are just setting yourself up for, just think about it. Let's say you start saving for retirement at age 30 or 35, or heck, even 40. That still gives you a 5-year advantage to when you're supposed to really be focusing on and all that sort of stuff. So get debt out of the way, and start saving, because retirement is a real thing. And I don't know about you, but I'd like to be comfortable in retirement. I don't want to have to be dependent on others. So that's why I've always kind of been focused on more so the long game, and continue to be focused on it. And I hope you decide to do the same thing too. Get a plan in place, and any sort of good plan will be first focused on getting rid of the debt, and then you can focus on expanding and building more wealth. And so I hope you consider the course that I have to offer. But if not, I still wish you all the best, and I hope that you take this stuff serious, because I realize retirement can seem far away, but when it's here, it just might be too late. If you are out there trading alone currently, and maybe are in the market looking for a community to join to assist you in your trading, or to just help you, give you another set of eyeballs, then I do have a private trading community where you can trade alongside me and other experienced traders. So what you see popping up on the screen right now is both an information link. So if you click on the inner circle one, that is going to take you to the page where I explain all the details of what exactly come with the community, both the chat room and the newsletter. And then the other image that has popped up is a behind the scenes tour where you can see exactly what is going to be contained within the community. I take you through, like I said, a behind the scenes tour of everything, and that way you'll know precisely what you are getting when you join. So definitely check that stuff out if you are interested and thinking about wanting to join a community, and let me know if you have any questions.